I just saw a tour bus. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is gonna be a very different type of video than I normally do. Content's gonna be kind of similar to what I normally talk about. It's just that the style is very different. I didn't really have time this week to make a video, but I really wanted to because it's something that's kind of time relevant. I'm driving back to school in Florida right now. It's also kind of relevant because what else does... Is this better? Oh, no. Okay. What else does one do in the car for that long when you're by yourself with your dog? See my Chris Cornell sticker? Except for listen to music. A lot of Zeppelin's been coming on my playlist, and that is what the topic of my next video is going to be. I decided to give Robert Plant's new album a little bit of a listen. I think it's decent. I only listened to it once, and not even all the way through all the songs. I just wanted to give it a little taste. When you listen to it, you can't help but be nostalgic because it's Robert fucking Plant, and no matter how much older he is now than when he was with Led Zeppelin, you can still tell that it's him, and that's so awesome. Was that he still has a sound that's true to himself. I mean, 68, 69 years old, you can't really push yourself to scream the way you once did, but he still just has that same sound in his voice, and I think that's great. I googled by using Siri if any news has been released on Led Zeppelin reunion, because Plant keeps saying no, but so did Axl and Slash, and so did the Eagles and everything else. And look what happened. Hell froze over when the Eagles had their reunion, and Guns N' Roses reunited in this lifetime, which they said was not going to happen. So you never know. And 2018 is an interesting year because it is 50 years since Led Zeppelin formed. They were birthed in 1968. Have given us an extraordinary catalog of songs and music to carry with us. I knew who Robert Plant was when I was 3. A little fun fact side story. I'm gonna go off track again like I always do. One of the first songs I remember hearing when I was little was Black Dog by Led Zeppelin, and it was one of my favorite songs. I entirely respect Plant's decision in 1980 when John Bonham died that they didn't want to continue as a band anymore because he was just as important as anybody else, and if he's not there, then it's not Led Zeppelin. I completely respect that. Some artists feel that way. Some artists just say, we'll hire a new fucking drummer or a new guitarist or whatever. They had a couple reunion shows since then. I don't respect his opinion that he thinks that people need to stop dwelling on the old crap. These are his words from a couple of the articles that I read. He said, it's not that hard to open your eyes and your ears to find new music and support new music that's coming out. No, it's not. But did the Stones put out much new music when they did their 50-year reunion? No. A couple songs. Did The Who put out any new songs on their 50-year reunion? I don't think so. Guns N' Roses didn't. They're playing the same 3-album material that they were playing during the Use Your Illusion tour. Bands that are doing reunions for these milestones in their careers, that they're doing it for the fans who've been following them forever and just want to see them play it again together. Because you never know when an artist is gonna fucking overdose or do some other stupid shit and end up dead. I mean, that's not the only reason behind it, obviously. And I'm beginning to kind of think that a lot of what he's saying about people dwelling on the past and he doesn't want to be part of a fucking jukebox, I think a lot of that is probably because he knows he can't sing the way he used to. But honestly, sorry if this offends you, but you're an idiot if you expect him to sound the way he used to. He was in his 20s, and even his late teens when they first started recording. He was screaming his ass off. Anyone who screams for the majority of their career in their late 60s, they're not going to sound the same. It's just not really possible. He's not going to be able to wail for hours to go through their whole catalog. But again, you're stupid if you think that. And 2, I don't think a lot of people are expecting that. And he hasn't blatantly said anything about the fact that he thinks he can't sing the songs anymore, and that's the reason he doesn't want to do it. I mean, that's just me assuming that he's making up the excuses because of that, because everybody else in the band is willing to. And I'm pretty sure John Bonham's son is the closest thing you can get to John Bonham as a replacement drummer. So, and he's been doing his own gig with Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin experience. So clearly he would be fully on par with a reunion, and Jimmy Page still to this day has said that he would do it if Plant would do it, and I'm sure John Paul Jones feels the same way. I heard, I don't know how true this is, but by word of mouth from someone, that they were offered $1 billion for the reunion, and like, yeah, we get it, you don't need the money, you have a ton of money from your career. Yeah, the music is something that can be left in the past, but we can still support new artists while still going and listening to the remaining bands that are still alive play their classics. Why wouldn't we want to hear Led Zeppelin perform again? I mean, I don't care if he can't hit half the notes of those songs anymore. It's still Robert fucking Plant and Jimmy fucking Page on stage together. I don't know, I just think he's being kind of selfish because everybody else is on par with it. The entire world wants it. And then he also offended people like me, journalists, because he said it's like nothing, it's like people these days have nothing else to write about, that they have to keep writing, you know, they have to focus on the past so much. Like, go write about new stuff. I like to try to focus on both. I like to try to balance between talking about today, and I wrote a 50 years of the Doors first album article last year. Alternative Nation doesn't talk about the Doors. I mean, they're a classic rock band. Alternative Nation is alternative music focused. But I like to switch things up, and I listen to a really wide timeline of rock and roll. So I want to see the 60s bands who are still alive playing. I saw the Stones 50-year reunion. I wanted to see the Who so badly. And at the same time, I'm pushing for Greta Van Fleet, who is right now the closest fucking thing we have to Led Zeppelin, since Led Zeppelin doesn't want to play. And I just hope that he kind of like gets off his high horse a little bit, because yeah, like all of them are still putting out their own music. Like, that's great for them. And no one says that you have to rewind your career or pause your career to do a reunion show. They could literally do what Clapton did for his 50 years and do like 5 shows, and that's it. That really wouldn't put a damper on his solo career or anything. In fact, it would probably make the press and his fans respect him a lot more. Those are your fans. Like, these people look up to you and they just want to see you play again. I'm sure half the people that go to his concerts that are for his solo record in support of it are just there to hear him do Whole Lotta Love or Stairway to Heaven. I saw an interview in the last decade at least where Plant, Page, and Jones were sitting together, and the interviewer said, "Do you believe you guys are the best rock and roll band?" And Plant was always kind of more of the humble one. He didn't want to say yes. He didn't really say anything. He let Page answer, and Page said yeah, which I agree. But I want to know what you guys think. Whether you think that they should do a reunion or not, or they should just leave it in the past to be a fucking jukebox. And what you guys think of what Plant has to say. Other bands maybe that you'd want to see reunite in this year or the next coming years. I know I'd also really like to see Pink Floyd do a reunion again too. But if you guys don't, wow, that was really dark. If you guys don't mind the style of this video, if there's ever a time again where I'm on the road for a long time and I need something to do, you guys can give me some ideas of what to talk about, and I'll make a series out of it called Road Trip Talks or some bullshit like that. Hope everybody's been having a great start to 2018 so far. Alrighty guys, pray for me that I don't get in an accident. Asshole! I just had to slam on the brakes for a truck. Alright, bye.